Alright, back to cut out the pattern for the knife sheath that we made to fit this knife. Remember, the opening is where the welt's going to go, and I usually like to have that so that when I pull the knife out, my edge is ready to cut. I'm ready to use it. So my cutting edge is going to go towards the welt and face the back. So it's important to know which side is going to be the back. Especially when you're laying it out on your leather. You've got, I don't know what they call them, the rough side and the nice smooth side. The smooth side is what we want out. So as long as I know that this is going to be my outside, this is going to be my inside, we'll lay it out this way so that the outside is going to face the outside, like so. I already drew it on here. Now all I need to do is cut it out. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut away some of this excess. And set that aside. This is the painstaking part. Take your time when you're cutting leather. If you go outside your lines, it's okay. If you go inside your lines, you're going to have an issue. And you want to hold your blade as vertical as you can. You don't want to be tilting it, because that's going to, it depends on how precise. If you're trying to be really precise, you want to make sure your blade is vertical and not angled, because it will angle your cut. That won't show up right away, but when you start to put everything together, you'll know it, and it can cause problems. Again, I'm just getting rid of some of the excess as I go here. These curves can be kind of tough. Take your time. I'm not going to concern myself with the curve on the top of the belt loop. That piece isn't going to do me any good. These other pieces, I save these because I can make welts out of them. In fact, I'll probably use this piece to make the welt for this sheath. And this piece will probably be the additions at the top of the sheath there. You'll see when we get to that point. Sometimes it's easier to be able to turn your work than turn the blade. This will serve other purposes too. Now I'm going to cut these curves at the top here. And we've got it roughly cut out. Get rid of some of this. Now it's the first time that we're going to see how the knife is going to act in this sheath. So I want to set it down about where I wanted it. And I'm going to fold it over. We'll fold it over first. Kind of stiff. These clips are awesome. Now I'm going to leave the bottom open so I can see once I slide that down in there where it's going to sit. And that is why I double up my welt up here. Now I'm quite a ways up in there, almost an inch. So I can actually trim an inch off of the bottom here. So I'll probably just go and follow up to my curve here. The rest of it, the way it lays in there, should be pretty good. Actually, I'm not even going to take a whole inch off. I'm probably going to just take maybe half an inch off. Let's see. I want you to see this. So I'm probably only going to take quarter inch, maybe half an inch off, but I'm well on the other side of my line, so I'll take that off and kind of round this off a little more. I'll just kind of guess a little. And if I take my pattern and lay it against my new bottom there, there's my pen. I can just redraw that curve just the way I had it. And I thought about putting a ferro rod loop on here, but I've got a ferro rod. I just don't really care to have those on a loop. I also, when I'm out in the woods, I carry a one of those ball chain key rings, and that's got my ferro rod on it, and a flint and steel and a striker and some other stuff on there. So, or a flint and steel striker, no flint, but I'm working on that one. So now it's come to the point where